Hi everyone, my name is BJ and I am the Reluctant Retiree. I've not been around for a while because I had a real tumble, so if you'll stay tuned, I'll be back in just a second and share with you the details. I do want to thank you for joining me today and taking a few minutes out of your day. If any of you happen to have caught one of my earlier videos, you will know that I had moved here from Florida last December to North Carolina. And I moved back on the family farm and was redoing a house. And so in the process of moving in, I had put up a new bed, and my bed was pretty tall. And I've got a little dog that's part Jack Russell, and he has little short legs. So it was kind of hard for him to get up on the bed. So first couple of weeks, I took it upon myself to pick him up and put him in the bed. Well, that worked fine for a while until my back went out. Well, then I was down with my back and could not hardly move. And so I said, well, what am I going to do now? So I go to my friendly Amazon, which we all like to shop there, I know. And I order a set of steps because I knew that a lot of people have little dogs that can't get on a high bed. So they have a set of steps. So I bought some steps for Jax. And it took him, I guess, maybe about a week for him to learn how to climb up the steps and get down the steps. And so all of that was working out fine. And so I guess maybe 3 weeks into my recuperation from my back, I was trying to get things straight and unpacking and packing and throwing out stuff. And you know how those of you who have moved know how all that goes. And so in the process of doing that, I had a friend to come by and he wanted to go out to dinner. And so, of course, I'm always ready for that. So I said, well, here, let me grab my sweater. So I go into the bedroom, which leads to my closet. And guess what I do? I trip right over those darn steps. I hit the floor straight, had nothing on the left side of my wall because I hadn't gotten all my furniture moved in, and didn't have anything on that side of the wall to actually brace me. I hit the floor, and when I did, I heard my shoulder and it cracked. I said, well, I'm in trouble now. So he got me up, and my son and his wife came over, and they called the rescue, and they took me to the hospital, and we had it x-rayed and found out that it was a broken shoulder. So I go see the orthopedic surgeon the next day, and he gives me some pain medicine, and he's going to try to do some PT. So anyway, I get home, and the pain got worse, and it got worse. So they had to call the rescue squad again. So they got the rescue squad out here and got me into the hospital and found out I had pneumonia. So pneumonia coupled with a broken shoulder was not going to help me recuperate very fast. So I have been down with my shoulder for about 4 months. And I wanted to take the opportunity to say hello again to you, since I had only done 2 videos, and my channel is brand spanking new. I'd only done 2 videos, so I thought, well, this would be a good way to come back and talk about where I've been, and also the danger that we face as we age of falling. And I do know that when I worked in home health, that a lot of our folks that came in for short-term stays because they had fallen. A lot of them did not have anyone close by or a support system to help them during the day with their activities of daily living. And so they would come into our nursing home or our assisted living facility, and they would stay on a short-term basis until they got to where they could go home. Well, I didn't need that because I was fortunate enough to be here close by my son and his wife, and so I did have a built-in support system, and they have been invaluable in helping me. And so I thought, well, I can go home and it'll be fine. So when they got ready to discharge me, they came in and told me about all the services that I qualified for with home health. And so I knew about home health, but I didn't realize that it had changed so much over the years because I have really never used them. My mother had used them, but I had never used them. And so I was so shocked at what resources are out there. Hopefully none of you will ever need the resources, but I thought it would be a good idea to let you know what is out there. Hopefully some of you might have fallen and have had a chance to use these resources and have recuperated well as I have. But I got occupational therapy came in. They would come in every week. I had home health nurse to come in every week. I had physical therapy to come in every week. And then I had numerous phone calls from folks at the hospital calling to see how I was, if I needed anything. And I was just so impressed with the resources that are out there for those of us who are aging. And we don't want to go to the hospital. We don't want to go to an assisted living and to a nursing home. We want to come home if we're able to come home. And resources like that were invaluable for many of us, me especially, for any of us who want to go home and have the resources close by, a support system like I had, that can help us along and help us recuperate and come fully back to where we were, almost, not quite. But anyway, it was funny though, because I could not, for 6 weeks, I could not even move my arms. You know, now I have a good range of motion now, but I could not move my arms, and you should have seen my hair. I'll tell you what, there was no hairdressing going on. There was no blow drying. There was no curling iron. There was a cap and a rubber band. And that's exactly what I had on my head for about 6 weeks. I was fortunate enough to get into see my hairdresser one time, and she was gracious enough to work me in and to wash it and get it to where it was not so grungy and it was clean. So that at the time worked. It did the trick. So anyway, I thought it was interesting that you don't realize how you use your body and your different limbs until you can't use them anymore. I was doing some research for the video before I came on air, and I discovered a couple of things that were really very interesting and that I did not know. And one thing is that as we age, our gait changes, and I did not know that, and women fall more than men. So for those of us that are females, we better be careful, because I guess our balance, I know one thing that helped me years ago, I had a trainer when I lived in Florida and was very, very diligent about going to the gym. But I could tell that my balance was getting off, and I know it was because I was aging. And my trainer told me, he said, well, you know, I'll tell you, if you'll try yoga, we have yoga here, if you'll try yoga maybe twice a week, I think it'll really help your balance. And so I had never done any yoga, so I did sign up, and he was correct. It did help me, and I think maybe in about 5 or 6 weeks, I could tell a huge difference in my balance. So those of us that as we get older, we need to remember all those things. And I know walking helps, and I don't walk as much as I should. And so walking does help with your balance as well. I'm sure there are a lot of you out there that do a lot of walking. So anyway, I hope these little tips maybe have helped you, and I hope that you'll plan to subscribe down to my channel and join me every Saturday. I'll be uploading a video every Saturday. So next week we're going to be doing some Tutti Frutti jam. So using some fresh pears that were grown here on the farm. So I hope that you'll take a few minutes out of your day next weekend on Saturday or Sunday, or anytime that you have a few minutes that you want to sit down and watch our video and watch and see if you would like to make some Tutti Frutti jam as well. It sounds delicious. It's got wonderful little things in it like cherries and pineapple and pears, and so I think it's going to be really good. So I look forward to it. I've never made it before, so we'll just make it together. So I'm going to let you go now. Thank you again for joining me. And again, my name is BJ, and I think our motto here is do all you can for as many as you can for as long as you can. So I hope you have a great day. Thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you next week.